I am a parent of a child who has autism.
And we are the parents of an autistic child.
And we're the parents of a child with autism.
I am a first-time mother, so it hit me like a ton of bricks when I found out my child was diagnosed with autism.
After the diagnosis, we were sad. We were worried for him. Will he have a normal life? Will he go off and get married, have a career, go to college? It was very, very scary time for us.
I was afraid. I also was ashamed. And then I blamed myself, like what did I do wrong during my pregnancy? Did I not eat enough nutritious foods? Did I exercise too much? So I blamed myself for quite some time.
When we found out that our child had autism, we were apprehensive. We were concerned. More than anything, we just didn't know what to do. We had no idea what to do to help him.
There was a lot of mixed emotions. Initially, there was a feeling of not accepting the diagnosis, almost feeling that it wasn't fair.
I was angry and frustrated because there was an entire world of being a kid that my son suddenly was being told he couldn't belong to. He couldn't go to pre-K. He couldn't be in this play group. And when I asked, okay, well, where should he go? All I got was not here.
I had him in childcare, and he wasn't like his peers. His peers were already talking. They were many adults able to feed themselves, able to interact with one another appropriately for their age. And then you had Tanner, and Tanner couldn't feed himself. Tanner would spend items and just be focused on that particular item for a long period of time. When they try to remove it, he would just have a fit, and they just kind of left him in a corner by himself. Not literally, but he was excluded. They did not include Tanner.
He started going to a independent school district. And so he was in a program, I think it's called Head Start. And he went there, and it was total chaos. It wasn't structured. Every time I went there to drop him off, he cried. He didn't want to go to school. And that was very, very challenging because, although I wanted to get him, some type of intervention in the beginning, that just wasn't, the right thing for our child.
Parents are doing a disservice to their children if they choose schooling over ABA therapy that's intended to help that child be able to thrive in a normal environment. And so, okay, you want your child to be in a school because, if they're in a school, they'll be treated normal. No, that's not the case. That child will be left out. They'll be shunned because they're not the same. They're different. The kids, they would tease them. The teachers, they don't know how to deal with the kids. So they're just gonna put them in a corner.
It really just kind of started with a lot of research on the internet. And I quickly found out that this is something that's very common in the world.
I had to get over myself. I had to find out what do I need to do for him because it wasn't about me anymore. It was about him.
ABA was the very first time someone said, here's a place for him. He can play. He can be a kid here.
I started off, once I got the diagnosis, right there I was giving information about ABA therapy. It was recommended he would need full-time therapy?
She found success on the
I
spectrum.
found success on the spectrum on a Google search. I kind of looked up ABA therapy schools and read the reviews for about 5 of them. Went to these sites and seen and talked to some of the staff that worked there. And Success on the Spectrum, they had really, really good reviews. There were a lot of parents that talked about the leaps that their child has went through with coming to ABA therapy.
I have noticed from ABA therapy that my child has improved significantly in just 8 months that 7.5 months since he's been in attendance. He's the happiest baby ever. When he gets dropped off, he's smiling and playing. When he gets picked up, he's excited. I never see him in a bad mood.
George is a smart kid. He doesn't talk much though, and so if there's a measure of progress for George, it's using speech and using it appropriately and effectively. And it's been a pleasure getting to watch him do that.
In the short time that he's been attending SOS, oh my gosh, it's night and day. And I really can't begin to express how I feel about it, because it's such a dramatic change that he's had in his ability to communicate with us, and his ability to express what he wants. He's talking 10 times as much as he did before he began.
That's the standard, like getting him to talk.
The smallest things, like being able to go to the grocery store and not have a tantrum or him going to behavior, for him to say words and actually say things that he wants and needs, for him to sit in the chair to get a haircut, simple things that a lot of people and a lot of parents will take for granted. 2 or 3 months ago, we could have not said that, because he was a totally different boy 2 or 3 months ago.
Once Tanner started ABA therapy at SOS, I've seen him just skyrocket.
We have a wonderful relationship with the staff at SOS that works. We communicate with them well. They all do a wonderful job of letting us know what's going on at here and with our son, and they know what they're doing, and they help us to walk along with him and make the progress that he's making. We have a wonderful relationship with them that we really treasure.
This is a family.
Yeah.
I think that it's a family, it's a team, it's a partnership, any other word that you can use to describe coming together as one unit for one sole purpose. I think that us coming here and having our son here at SOS with the ABA therapy is, I personally believe that it's absolutely necessary for our son.
Patience. They're very, very patient. If I'm not certain, if I feel lost, then I am reassured that I'm doing okay. I have questions all the time by observing Tanner throughout the week, and so they reassure me that it's okay. We take the time out to go over my concerns, any questions that I may have, and give me pointers, techniques that I can apply at home. And it works. It really does work.
The parent training might be the single most beneficial thing about ABA therapy, and in particular SOS, because there's a weekly mandatory training.
One thing I love about SOS is the weekly parent training. At the training, we're able to watch videos and do role play, and figure out how we can take everything that they do here home and work with it at home, so everything can come together in full circle, and Jesse can get the max amount of benefits from, doing ABA therapy.
Yeah, I think they teach us just as much as they teach him.
Mm-hmm.
They spend more waking hours with my son than I do most days. And so spending that time one-on-one to talk about what he's doing, what they're seeing, what I'm seeing, how we address certain problems, how we celebrate all the milestones, what he needs to work on, what he might be sliding back on, what he's progressed on. All of this is stuff that any parent should be involved with. And you ask any teacher out there, what do they want more of? Parent involvement, parent involvement. Well, here it's available, it's mandatory, it's a part of a lot of insurance companies' requirements for this, and it's amazing. You learn so much about your child by what they do when you're not there. And the parent trainings are invaluable for that.
I want parents to know, don't be afraid. And don't listen to everyone, because everyone don't know all the answers, and all they have are opinions. And if the people they're listening to have not dealt with children with autism and ABA therapy, then they should not provide negative information to scare those parents who want to help their kids, who want their kids to be better. They should do their own research and find out for themselves, because they may have a totally different outlook and perspective about it.
Consider taking George out of the ABA system and putting him in a public school. That is my greatest fear for him. I am so happy with the progress he's making here. I don't want to put him in a place like that where he doesn't get the attention he needs to allow him to flourish.
Life and this world is a difficult place, whether you have autism or not.
He's my son. It's important to me that my son enjoy his life as much as he can.
For him to go out in the world and, be able to do whatever it is that he wants to do and enjoy life.
It has made me a better parent. It's made me a stronger parent.
As a parent, one of the biggest things that I see right now today, while he's 3 years old, is what can I do to give him the tools to be able to do that whenever he's an adult and I'm not able to hold his hand anymore.
Enjoy the world as best he can, and be happy, and be around people that make him happy. That's it.
That him having the ability to be able to go into the world, to find things that he's happy with, and to be able to live a life that he feels is fulfilling is my greatest hope.
And doing that requires being able to experience it, being able to understand it, being able to do those things. And I don't see him doing that in another system. I see him doing that here.
Tanner is such he's very resilient. So he's teaching me to be a better individual, because yes, he has autism, but you wouldn't even think he has autism, because I can tell now he's not gonna let it affect him. He's gonna push through it and be an amazing individual.
How's that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, excuse me. Excuse me. Tears of joy. Tears of joy.
Today, Jesse he has changed so much. Like, his progress is unbelievable. And I truly believe that there's no way that we would be here, if it wasn't for ABA therapy at SOS.
It's about that child, and you want the best for that child. It's about them.